All right, welcome back. We're going to do some solving radical equations part 2. Whole right hand side is under a radical, so we are going to square both sides. Okay, now this is like a binomial here. So this is x plus 2 plus 1 times x plus 2 plus 1 equals, all right, we know that this is the square root. Squared is just going to cancel that out, okay? So the right-hand side's easy. The left-hand side we got to spend a little time on. We're going to FOIL it. So we're going to do square root of x plus 2 times the square root of x plus 2, which is like square root of x plus 2 squared. So we know that that just cancels that out. Then we're going to do the outside terms, square root of x plus 2 times 1. So that is 1 square root of x plus 2. Of course, I usually wouldn't write the 1 in there. I'm just showing you where it comes from. The inside terms, 1 times square root of x plus 2. So that's another 1 square root of x plus 2. Then the last terms, which is 1 times 1, which is 1. Combine like terms on the left-hand side here. So we're going to combine these. We've got x plus 3 plus 2 of these equals 3 minus x. We want to move the terms to opposite sides. Subtract 3 from both sides, so the 3's actually cancel out. Subtract x from both sides, so this becomes 2 times the square root of x plus 2 equals negative 2x. Divide both sides by 2, so this is square root of x plus 2 equals negative x. Now we still have the radical symbol here, so we're going to do what we did in the beginning. We're going to square both sides. Cancels out over here, so this becomes x plus 2, and this is negative x times negative x, which is x squared. Move everything to one side. 0 equals x squared minus x minus 2. Let me bring it on up here. Give us a little bit more room. We know we're going to factor at this point. X minus 2 and x plus 1. X is equal to 2, and x is equal to negative 1. We're going to substitute both of these values into the equation, all right, and see what we get for an answer. And when we substitute it in, okay, this x equals 2 is extraneous. That doesn't work. You can try it. If you have any questions, let me know. If we plug this in, x equals negative 1, into here, that works. Okay? Okay, problem number 2. All right, see how this minus 3 is not underneath the radical symbol, so it's going to kind of shape up like problem number 1. So hit pause, see if you can FOIL this out, and then come back and check your answer. All right, so check your answers. I got x equals negative 5 as my one answer. X equals 10 is extraneous. This is a little tricky right here. Think about it. Negative 3 times square root of 11 minus x times negative 3 times the square root of 11 minus x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Square root of 11 minus x times the square root of 11 minus x is 11 minus x. That's where that came from. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful. Let's go try problem number 3. All right, do your best, get down to an x value, and then we'll check your answer. This x value is going to be a decimal, and that's okay. Come back and check when you're done. Okay, so on this one, our answer is a decimal fraction, which we turned to a decimal. Checked it, and it works out okay. Okay, let's go to number 4. All right, problem 4. Get this down. I'm going to go the whole way with this. See if you guys can do the factoring part. I'm going to then stop it after that and give you a little trick for the factoring. All right, here's my answers. I checked them. They both work. No extraneous. 2 solutions. Let's go through this a little bit. Remember that little trick I showed you? Take this first term, multiply it by the last term. So this is x squared minus 104x plus 400. Much easier to factor. Once you do that, though, when you get to this point, you got to bring that 25 back in. If you can reduce it, reduce it. If you can't reduce it, take the number on the bottom, move it over here. Let's say you got to the point on this last problem where you were considering factoring and you had a little difficulty factoring. Well, we could always use the quadratic equation and get to the same answer. So negative 104 plus or minus square root of negative 104 squared minus 4 times 25 times 16 over 2a, which is 2 times 25. Now we just have to simplify. X is equal to 104 plus or minus negative 104 squared, which is 10,816 minus 1,600 over 50. X equals 104 plus or minus 9216 square root of over 50. X equals 104 plus or minus 96 over 50. X equals 104 plus 96 over 50, which is 200 over 50, which is 4, or x equals 104 minus 96 over 50, which is 8 over 50, which is 4 over 25. Same 2 answers as we got by factoring. Hope you found this video informative and helpful, and I will see you on the next video.